Today we are rooting for the underdog. We are talking about the most underrated songs from classic albums. That's right, we're going to do a fun one today. Nothing to do with black metal. Not even a single black metal mention. What is going on, Questy? You've gone soft. You've gone flaccid. Back to the whipping chamber with you, boy. Vote for the most autistic intro on Questy.com. Yeah, we're going to be talking about the most underrated songs from classic albums. Those could be those classic bands like Metallica, AC/DC, Motorhead, yada yada yada. So yeah, let me know down below your own most underrated songs, and let's just dive right in, shall we? With my first pick, which is from... Oh, it's from Iron Maiden. Of course we've got Iron Maiden here, one of the big ones, one of the bands that got me into metal. I'm talking about Power Slave. Not the song Power Slave, because a lot of people do like it. It's fairly underrated, but it's not super underrated. I would say the duellists of Power Slave is super underrated. The solo in the duellists is so goddamn mesmerizing. It's mind-boggling. Every time I re-listen to the album as a full, I'm like, oh, the duellists. That was pretty good. I re-listened to it and I'm like, holy shit. Why do I not listen to this song more? Because it's a fantastic one. You have, like, the 2 Minutes to Midnights, the Aces High, the Rhyme of the Ancient Mariners. Yes, they're big. Yes, they take the limelight away. But the duelist is just as good. I think it's a fantastic song, and it's very, very underrated. So that is my first pick, the duelists from Power Slave. Keeping on with the classic heavy metal stuff, let's go to Judas Priest now. I have kind of two picks for this one. The first one is from my favourite album of all time by them, Defenders of the Faith. Gotta love Defenders of the Faith. And the song I'm going to go with is When the Night Comes Down. When the night comes down. Oh, such a great ballad. Like, his singing in that brings a tear to my eye every single time. Love the emotion, love the range. It's dripping with emotion, that song. And it doesn't get talked about a lot. A lot of the other songs do, you know, like The Sentinel, Some Heads Are Gonna Roll, Love Bites, Free Wheel Burning, but not When the Night Comes Down, and I think that deserves some love. It's a very underrated song, great kind of ballad. I really love that song, so I feel like that's very underrated. Another one from her catalogue is from Painkiller, and it's A Touch of Evil. Maybe not as underrated, but still, compared to a lot of the other songs on the album, compared to like Metal Meltdown, compared to Painkiller and the like, it's not really talked about as much. And I feel like it should be. Touch of Evil is another one, similar to When the Night Comes Down, where it's kind of in that ballady kind of vein, but the melodies in it, sublime. Touch of Evil and When the Night Comes Down. 2 thumbs up from Little Questy, eh? Let's talk about Slayer, shall we? Let's talk about Slayer. It feels like an intervention. We're all sat in a circle. Let's talk, Timmy, about Slayer. Your Slayer addiction, it needs stopping now. Yeah, Slayer, the album Rain in Blood, absolute classic. So many good songs. I mean, it has... With an album that has Angel of Death and Rain in Blood on, every other song is going to be fucking overshadowed. It's just the name of the game. You've got, like, Criminally Insane as well. So many good songs on the album, but I feel like the most underrated is Necrophobic. Necrophobic is my pick. It's like a 2-minute song? No, but I feel like it packs so much into those 2 minutes that it's a phenomenal song. Necrophobic, scared to die. It just has so many cool... I made it sound more death metal then, which would be cool. I can imagine the band Death playing it. Yeah, I love it. It's so fast, so furious, so intense. It's one of the most intense Slayer songs. The short time it has, it just uses every second to the fullest amount, and it gives me more bang for my buck. So yeah, I love it. Necrophobic, very underrated from an absolute classic album. Let's talk about Metallica, shall we? Metallica. The band that got me into metal, and probably a lot of other people into metal. I've told the story 100 times on the channel, and Justice for All was the song that got me into metal. I was tempted to put that, but instead I'm going to go with Ride the Lightning, the album Ride the Lightning, not the song, and the song Call of Ktulu. I love this instrumental. It's a long instrumental to close the album, but it's overshadowed by Orion from Master of Puppets. Everyone talks about Orion. Everyone jerks off over Orion. Orion. But Call of Cthulhu's better, in my opinion. This is a salty one. I love Call of Cthulhu way more. But it doesn't get the praise it deserves. It's so much creepier, so much more atmospheric. Sure, it's not as musically fucking apt, but I don't give a shit about that. I like the atmosphere, and the atmosphere in Call of Cthulhu is creepy as hell. It feels like I'm walking into some H.P. Lovecraft shit. I love it. Like walking into Innsmouth. But yeah, it gets overshadowed in its own album, Fight Fire with Fire, Trapped Under Ice, For Whom the Bell Tolls, and Creeping Death. Come on. It gets overshadowed by every other fucking song, but it stands toe-to-toe with them, and I love it. So there you go. Next up, let's go with some... They're still classics, but the more like the extreme metal classics, I'd say. We're going to go with Ghost Reveries by Opeth, and the song is Beneath the Mire. I feel like this is a very underrated song. You have Ghost of Perdition on here, you have the Grand Conjuration, Reverie, Harlequin Forest. These are big, bombastic songs, and I feel like Beneath the Mire kind of gets lost beneath the mire, but it has such a great kind of almost circus-esque melody to it that keeps me enthralled. The growls are great, the singing is great, everything about it is just fantastic. It's just as good as all those songs I just mentioned, so the fact that not many people talk about it is a shame. Because Beneath the Mire is probably my favourite of the album. I really like Beneath the Mire. It's just that melody. Just that circus-esque melody that I love. Like you're in one of those horses going around the merry-go-round, but with, like, hellfire beside you, and someone's poking you in the ass with a trident. It's that damn good. I love Beneath the Mire, and I think it's underrated as shit. Speaking of underrated, Tool. Not the band. They're not underrated. The album Enema, or Anima, however the hell you say. I'm going to say Enema, because it sounds funny. But Enema, exactly. Of course, you have the classics like 46 and 2, Just Ahead of Me, dun 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 dun. You have the title track, and some of the other big songs, Stink Fist. You get your fist all stinky and Stink Fist. But I think Eulogy is the best song on the album, and I think Eulogy is underrated as hell. It's probably my favourite Tool song overall. The build-up, the aggression, the lyrics, just the emotion. Eulogy is just so damn good. I feel like it's the most underrated Tool song. Ticks and Leeches I was tempted to put as well. But yeah, no, Eulogy is very underrated, and it's definitely one I'm picking for this list. I'll do one more, and then maybe we could do a part 2 at some other time. Dream Theater. We're sticking with a prog now. Opeth, Tool, and now Dream Theater. That's right. The album Images and Words. Yeah, classic album. Everyone talks about Metropolis Part 1, because the whole Super Mario kind of like guitar going on. Under a Glass Moon. Pull Me Under, the big fucking singles from this album. Take the Time. But I'm going to go with Learning to Live. I've got to pick Wait for Sleep. That is very underrated as well, because it's like a short little ballad, which I love. But Learning to Live, I feel like, is as good as Metropolis, is as good as Pull Me Under, if not fucking better. I'd say it's way better than Pull Me Under. But it doesn't get the love. It's like the closer of the album. It's the epic. It's like the long one. It's like the bombastic one. The chorus is great. Singing is amazing. Everything about Learning to Live is amazing. It's in the best Dream Theater songs of all time, in my opinion. And I'm going to show it some love on this list. Learning to Live. You need to learn to love this song. Learn to love Learning to Live. Yeah? Learn to love Learning to Live. Tongue twister and a half. So that's it for my underrated songs from classic albums. Let me know if you want a part 2. I could do ones for like death metal specific, black metal specific, or more classic metal, because there's underrated stuff from everyone. There's Black Sabbath ones, there's Motorhead ones, there's probably AC/DC ones, there's probably shitloads that are flying under the radar. So let me know and pick your own down below, and we'll see you again on another Quest for Metal.